Well, hello. This is the first time I have ever done a live on YouTube. Well, not the first time, it's been a really long time. Welcome, anyone who shows up during the live or after. I love doing lives, so I'm so glad that I'm able to do them again. Apparently, there's a parameter here on YouTube on how to do that. So I finally reached it. Anyway, I want to make sure you can hear me. If you're here with me, could you let me know in the comments below if you can hear me? Because I have a mic on. Oh, the mic's not on. It's probably through my regular, technical stuff. I understand there's some technical stuff going on today that making things kind of not fun. Nope, don't want to do that. I'm a little on the older side, so I have to take a minute to check what is what. I'll be right back. Oh, okay, let me see. Well, we're 1 minute in, and I want to make sure to get to the point of today's live. So, learning curve. Why I'm doing a live today was I was thinking about this dream series that I have been doing here on YouTube for about the last couple of weeks. I went in and out of my consistency because I was running a few other little things in my business, and I finally finished up this series that I called the Dream Series. I highlighted the last video, but you can go check under the weekly woo-woo. It's the weekly woo-woo stories are all about our psychic capabilities. It's, for another word that might be a little more gentle, is intuition, which I think is a bigger landscape. In these stories, I'm sharing my own experiences as a bridge to having a deeper conversation about them. The last one I did was about a week ago on this dream I had that involved a friend. So, quick recap. It was the middle of the night. I'm dreaming about something, and in the middle of the dream, boom, I'm in a hallway, walking down the hallway. And it's dark, and I am going into a bathroom. It's kind of dingy in there with a light that's not very bright. And I see a sink in front of me. I go towards the sink, and I'm leaning over the sink. And the next thing I see from the sink are drops of blood that turn into streams of blood. So not quite your average horror film where the blood comes up out of the sink or the drain. No, this was more like it was coming from a higher place. The next day, I go to pick up my friend, and I tell her about this because it was so vivid, and it also just came out of nowhere. And she reveals to me that she had a bloody nose the night before and was hanging over the sink all night long. She also took me to the sink, and the sink was the exact same sink. The bathroom was the same. I had never really used that bathroom before, so it wasn't like something I was aware of. That's why she had to bring me there. I digress. So this dream has brought up a question that I thought would be interesting to do in an interactive way. Of course, I planned this last minute, so I might have to do it again. But when or if you ever come to this video, please answer this if you have the answer to it. What I have realized is this was an astral projection into a real event. In this case, my friend having her bloody nose in the middle of the night. I ended up going there when she was in the process of having one. I have been kind of thinking about this for a while because is it astral projection or what? Because also there was a few different viewpoints in this, like, I would say 3-minute segment of a dream. First, I could see a hallway as if I'm walking down the hallway, and as if I'm walking into the bathroom, and as if I'm the one looking over into the sink. I never felt like I was an outside observer. So that's one layer that I think is slightly different than I had a dream a couple videos ago where it was me, like I felt like it was me coming into a room and it was my own astral projection into somebody else's bedroom. And it was only me in that one. But this one, it seems I was embodying my friend. And that part is new to me. I don't really have words to encompass it. So I was exploring it with a friend last week. We were talking about it because, I've got some questions around it. And she suggested this. I think you were answering the call. And I get what she means, and I'm going to put some words around this. Someone that's close to me was having a moment. Specifically in this case, she was having a bloody nose. And she was sending out a call or an energetic SOS, so to speak. And since I was in the dream state, I could hear it in a way that I want to zoom out of that for a minute, but at that moment, I was more open to. And apparently, I astral projected over to where she was. The part where it's all from my viewpoint is the confusing part for me. So if you have words for that, I'd love to hear it. Answering the call has brought a different layer of definition to this to me that I'm still exploring. If you also see yourself as neurodivergent, highly sensitive, empath, ADHD, or all of the neurodivergencies really, and you know that you feel a lot more than most people and see things and have these amazing psychic abilities, then I know you understand what it is to feel energy in a different way than maybe most people. And I think this is where the answering the call comes in and can overlap in different places in our lives. So in this sense, it was an emotional message sent out at a time where a lot of people are asleep. And when we're asleep, we're disengaged with a lot of different stimuli, right? We're rejuvenating our brain and getting our body the rest it needs. And because of that state, it's almost like a hypnotic state for most of us. We're, open. And if you can astral project, like apparently I do I do that naturally. I don't have to induce it. Then it might even expand out to further levels of this. At the time of this happening, I was 16. It's quite a while ago. And I'm just reviewing these stories on my channel as kind of for me, a remembering and a reclaiming, but also as a way to, not for me, but also for my daughter who was curious about it. And I think there's a lot here to talk about and explore that I think personally, because this is Susan's Little Cup of Magic, makes life exciting and more fun, actually, when we explore these sides of ourselves. I also know that I planned this live just like any ADHDer on a whim, and I was very inspired. So I do want to do this again in a different way, but I want to invite you here as, this is my open invitation to connect deeper on these things, because I think we're at a time in this world where people are really understanding this and are open to it. And that's exciting because a lot of the things I experienced kind of didn't talk about with too many people because it was very taboo, as sometimes woo-woo is. So as I think about this, answering the call happens to me more than not. And I've been seeing little glimmers of that here and there. Just yesterday, I was answering a call, a feeling that someone who I know needed a hello or that's another way of answering the call. Just like you don't know why, but you reached out and you said hello. And actually, that really helped somebody in that moment. I used to do that all the time when I was young. And I realized as we get older, we disconnect from a lot of that stuff because society demands it of us. And also, when you are constantly masking, you don't necessarily want to share all these sides. It does take a lot to show up as who we truly are. And this is a part of that space, like telling those stories, putting ourselves out there takes courage. I know I was bullied a lot as a kid, and I still get bullied, don't get me wrong. It's just much more sophisticated. Anyway, I thought it was interesting that she brought that element into it, but I'm open to where you've been with all of these kind of abilities. Psychic abilities are something we all can share in wherever you are with that. And I think the most of us, where we first enter that is in the dream state. So what do you think? What happened here? Was I answering the call in the middle of the night when my friend was in panic over having a bloody nose? And really, how was it answered? I think I did it energetically without knowing what I was really doing again. Now, the Reiki master in me knows that we can do this energetically, help heal another. But this was long before I became an energy healer. And I think more and more we're learning about energy and how that works. So that is the video for today. And love to hear your thoughts when you join this video, wherever you are, whenever you do. Thanks for showing up, and I'll see you again soon.